Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All praises due to Allah alone. We praise Him and we seek His help. Whomsoever Allah guides is the truly guided one, and whomsoever Allah leaves astray, none can show him guidance. May the best peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. My dear viewers, welcome to another live edition of our program, Ask Huda. Allow me to remind you with our phone numbers and the contact informations in the beginning of this program. Area code 002, then 023855 132. Alternatively, area code 002, then 010054699323. WhatsApp numbers, area code 00134780625. And finally, area code 0013614891503. The Facebook page is Salah Official, and the YouTube channel is Dr. Muhammad Salah. And without any further ado, I'd like to begin by tackling some of those pending questions. Hamza Yusuf is asking, is it permissible to recite dua for forgetting to eat if you stop eating and resume after a while without saying the dua at the end, like Alhamdulillah? Well, I guess Hamza is asking about what if you forget to recite the basmala in the beginning of eating. When can you make it up, and can you still recite it by the end after you stop, and what would you say? We know that in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ taught Umar ibn Abi Salama, who was raised by the Prophet ﷺ, said, كنت غلاما في حجر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وكانت يدي تطيش في الصحفة فقال يا غلام سم الله وكل بيمينك وكل مما يليك. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, taught him as follows. He said, سم الله, say Bismillah. So in the beginning, before eating, before you put a bite in your mouth, or before you take a sip of drink, you say Bismillah. And if you complete the Basmala and you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, that is even better. If the person forgot to say the Basmala, then whenever you remember it, say it and make it up. If the person finished eating and he didn't get to remember until he finished, he's about to say Alhamdulillah, I didn't say Bismillah. So he is also recommended to say Bismillahi fi awwalihi wa akhirih, in the name of Allah, in its beginning and by its end. And that will do it, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Abdul-Aziz from Kenya.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikh.
Yes, sir. Abdul-Aziz.
I have three questions. Is that okay?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, the first one is it wrong to make dua after the Farad Salah, but to make dua after the Sunnah Salah?
Okay, second.
My second question is, I see people in the masjid, before the Imam says Allahu Akbar and goes into ruku, people are already going to ruku. Is this wrong?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Third question, Abdul-Aziz.
Yes, and the third one is it sunnah to put your right hand over your left hand on your chest when you're praying? But I see a lot of brothers and imams putting their hands on their belly. Is this permissible, or is it innovation?
Okay.
That's all my questions.
Got your questions, Abdul-Aziz from Kenya. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Muhammad from Canada. Brother Muhammad, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh. My question is regarding the interpretation of dream. So I've been going through a tribulation and I've been making constant dua, and I happened to see Kaaba in my dream. So I want to know, is this any sort of message which I'm getting, or is it my own interpretation? Because I happened to see online and it said that the problem is about to get over, and I'm going to find happiness. Jazakallah khairan.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Muhammad from Canada. So Abdul-Aziz from Kenya, can I make dua? Can I supplicate after the prayer, whether it's fard or nafilah? Yes, you may. Can I raise my hands after the prayer and make dua? Yes, you may. It is not something that you're required to do after every prayer, nor is it a part of khitam salah, but you're allowed to make dua whenever. And it's also recommended to make dua after an act of worship, after giving in a charity or doing a ta'ah. So this is the kind of a means of accepting your dua. So if you make dua after the prayer, that is accepted. It is permissible, whether it is fard prayer or sunnah prayer. Also among the very precious times to make dua is while in sujood, and also after reciting the last tashahhud and before making taslim. That's why you find the imam sometimes he finished the tashahhud and he said innaka hamidun majid, and he is still reciting something. It took him a couple minutes before he concluded the prayer and he made salam, because he is reciting supplications, some of the prescribed supplications, and also whatever you want to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you may ask him during this precious time. Sister Fawziya from the UK, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Muhammad Salah. How are you, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, thank you for asking. Sister Fawziya, please go ahead.
I have two questions to ask basically. My first question is, when I pray, I see some people when they read the shahud, they raise finger, and some people they move the finger, and some people they don't, and some people they just move only on when you say ashhadu la ilaha illallah at that time, and some people keep moving it till the end of salah. So I wanted to know what is the closest way to do sunnah. And my second question is about istikhara. When we do istikhara in my country, people say if you do istikhara for something in your dream, you will see this, you will see that, and it actually sometimes does not go well. So I wanted to know the correct way to do istikhara and to decide about something, how to take help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay.
So these are my questions.
I got your questions. Sister Fawziya from the UK, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Abdul-Hameed from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Long time.
How are you? So nice to hear your voice.
Likewise, Brother Abdul-Hameed. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, Sheikh. I've missed you so much.
Barakallah feek. You haven't been calling for a while.
Sorry, what did you say?
You haven't been calling for a while.
Yeah, I've been busy. I just graduated from my first degree and also currently doing my master's in Islamic studies. So it's been keeping me really, really busy out
MashaAllah,
of time.
congratulations. May Allah grant you success, Abdul-Hameed.
So my question is just basically, you know, when people make dua, this thing is very common in my tribe. They say they use the sake of people and sake of prophets to pray. For example, they say for the sake of Rasul, or for the sake of Quran. For example, if I say, "Oh Allah, please bless me for the sake of Quran or for the sake of Rasul," you know, basically they just use that word and say for the sake of Rasul or the Quran or a prophet. I just want to know, is this right to use someone's sake to pray or to ask for something from Allah Azza wa Jal?
All right. Got your questions.
Yeah.
Do you have another question, Abdul-Hameed?
I can't think of any question for now.
Okay.
And I pray that Allah reward you and your family.
Ameen, Ameen. Barakallah feek. Jazakumullahu khairan. Let me tackle Abdul-Aziz's second question. Abdul-Aziz from Kenya asked about that some people, whenever they are praying in Jama'ah, they sometimes make ruku' before the Imam. And what is the hukm and the ruling in this regard? The Prophet ﷺ says in the hadith, إِنَّمَا جُعِلَ الْإِمَامُ لِيُؤْتَمَّ بِهِ. The Imam have been appointed to be followed, not to compete with the Imam, not to go ahead of the Imam, not to be equal to him in the harakah, in the movement, rather to be followed. فَلَا تَخْتَلِفُ عَلَيْهِ فَإِذَا كَبَّرَ فَكَبِّرُوا. Whenever he makes takbir, whenever he is finished of making takbir, then you start making takbir. وَإِذَا رَكَعَ فَارْكَعُوا وَإِذَا سَجَدَ فَاسْجُدُوا. Likewise, only after he makes ruku', you start making ruku'. Whenever he goes for sujood, you do not go parallel to him. You do not go equal to him, nor do you go before him. What happens if the person made this move before the Imam? Then his prayer is invalid. And if he was moving parallel to the Imam, he's making ruku', he makes ruku' with him, he's rising, he rises with him, this is disliked, but it doesn't invalidate the prayer. What invalidates the prayer is lifting the head from sujood before the Imam, or from ruku', or going for ruku' before the Imam. إِنَّمَا جُعِلَ الْإِمَامُ لِيُؤْتَمَّ بِهِ. So it is not permissible to compete with the Imam in the prayer. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Abdul Basir from the USA. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Abdul Basir.
Brother, I have 3 questions.
Yeah?
The first question, here's a center called Islamic Center or Islamic Banking. They are giving you a house on a mortgage. They are saying that we are doing this business through Islamic way.
Okay.
So is it allowed to buy on mortgage from the house from this center?
You know, I'd like to ask you, did you check out the contract, or you're just saying what they say?
Actually, I questioned them that how you're calling it Islamic and there's no interest. They're saying that we buy the house, for example, the cost of the house is 100,000 and we sell on you 120,000. So we up the price like 20,000 more. So then there is no interest.
Okay, I'm familiar with that. I'm talking about the final contract which you will sign with this firm or the no riba bank or whatever. What does it say? Do they sell you the house? I know, of course, they will sell it to you for a higher price, but is the final price agreed upon at the time of signing the contract? If this is the case, fine. If somebody buys the house for 100 grand and he resells it to you for 150, but you're paying on installment for 5 years or 10 years, this is perfectly permissible. There is no interest involved in this case. If this is the case, that is permissible. But Akhi Abdul Basir, you would have to verify that with the bank that you're talking about first. Read through and read between the lines of the contract, okay?
Okay, brother. Still, if you put some highlights on the TV when you're answering the question, then I will go through that way. I really don't know. Some people are telling me it's interest because the money they are circulating in this business all from the interest. Some people are saying it's fine. I don't know.
Okay. You see, Abdul Basir, if somebody who is a person who is dealing with riba, let's say the bank itself, a conventional bank, but the conventional bank owns some units, some houses, some vehicles, and he's selling them out for whatever price. Is it permissible for me to buy from the bank in the first place, whether cash or in installment? Yes, it is permissible. I don't care what is the source of their money, as far as it's not stealing, it's riba, it's whatever. The haram, their sin, it's upon themselves. But can I buy from a Jew? Can I sell to a Christian? Can I buy from a person who doesn't believe in God? All of that is permissible. The Prophet ﷺ have done a lot of business transactions with the Yahud, with the Jews in Medina, and they were involved in riba, and they perceived riba as permissible to deal with others, but forbidden to deal among themselves with. So their money was circulated in riba, but they sell an item which is halal, and you're paying for the item its price. So this is a separate transaction. If we go by what you're thinking, that because this person maybe is earning his money from riba, or he's doing a side business which is haram, then we are not going to buy nor sell anything. Because all the people whom we're dealing with, all the medicinal and the medical companies and the pharmaceutical companies, the medications, of course they deal with riba. So what I'm concerned about is my personal transaction with that firm, or with that bank, or even with the individual. Okay, Abdul Basir? Barakallahu
Okay.
feek.
Okay, can I ask second question?
Okay, go ahead.
Second question, sometime here you get stuck in the traffic on the highway, and there's no way to stop your car or take out of your car, and there the prayer time is going on. And so what we will do in this time, how we pray? I mean, you cannot stop your car, or even you cannot turn your cars. And the time is going on, you're stuck in the highway.
Okay.
And the third question, can we go to the food restaurants like McDonald's, KFC, in this restaurant and eat there?
Abdul Basir, I lost you.
Yeah. I said the third question, can you go to the fast food restaurants here in America like the McDonald's and KFC?
Okay. Got your question. Brother Abdul Basir from the USA. So Abdul-Aziz from Kenya, I answered a couple of your questions. The third question is about, I believe, where to put the hands after the prayer, after rising up from ruku'. In the hadith of Wa'il ibn Hujr, describing how the Prophet ﷺ used to pray, he said the Prophet ﷺ used to place the right on the left on his chest, qa'iman, while he was standing. From that, many of the scholars understood that so long as you're standing, you put the right on the left on your chest. So after you make ruku' and you rise up, you're standing, you put them back. There is another view which says the Prophet ﷺ did not specify. There is no specific reference which says that after rising up from ruku', you're required to put the right on the left on the chest, like in the first place while reciting the surah. So there is a difference of opinion. The later opinion is adopted by Imam Ahmad, and both are permissible. So when you see somebody is doing this, this is not an innovation. And when you see somebody is letting go his hands after ruku', no objection as well. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Muhammad from Ethiopia.
السلام عليكم يا شيخ.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I have one question. Recently, Ethiopia allowed to establish Islamic.
Unfortunately, Sister Muhammad, I cannot hear you clearly.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Sheikh?
Yes, I do now.
Okay, recently, our government recently allowed to form Islamic banking in Ethiopia. And now few Islamic banking are emerging, and they're selling shares. So what kind of things that we have to consider to buy shares from this Islamic banking? Can you please?
So your question is about buying shares in an Islamic bank.
Yes, they are selling shares right now. So what kind of things that we have to consider to buy shares?
Okay. Do you know who is the supervisor committee, the religious supervisor committee? You know who's on board? You know who are the shuyukh?
The only thing we know is they are very educated Muslim people, and they say that they have also seen all the Islamic aspects in Sharia.
Yeah.
That's all we know. Otherwise, we don't have any details. And there are few banks emerging, like three of them or four.
This is Sister Muhammad. This is for you and for all the viewers and for all Muslims.
No.
It's easy said than done. It's easier said than done. If somebody is serving me whatever and he says this is halal water, then I drink it. It's halal because I assume it's halal. But when we find out that no, it's not water, it is alcoholic beverage, then it's haram, even if they call it soft drinks or they give it different names. So it is not necessarily what the bank claims. What matters is their business transaction. What kind of contract that they make between them and the clients. Banking is established, the banking business is established on borrowing and lending, paying interest and charging interest, paying a lesser interest and charging a greater interest. And this is how they make their money. Most banks do not do business. Most banks, vast majority of banks, they do not get involved in building compounds or factories or circulating the money in the production of whatever. This is none of their business. But there are some Islamic banks who invest in various business fields. So in case that this business fails or doesn't make a profit or loses money, the other business will pick it up. And based on that, they give the participants a share of the profit based on the profit sharing. In case that there is a loss, also the participants will bear a share of the loss based on their shares of the investment. If this is the case, mashallah, this is halal. So I really have to investigate, not because somebody just give me money and I will give you, inshallah, 6, 7, 8% or 10% every month, and I promise it's halal. There is nothing called I promise. I want to know where my money is being invested. Is it in halal? I'll give you all my money, alhamdulillah. And I will propagate your business for others as well. Thank you, Muhammad from Ethiopia. Assalamu alaikum. Abbas from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, Abbas.
Wa alaikum assalam, Sheikh.
Yep.
Wa alaikum assalam, Sheikh.
Go ahead, Abbas. I hear you.
Yeah. I'm calling. My questions are two. One of the questions is the Salatul Jama'ah performed by two people. Jami by two people. The staying arrangement. Is it going to be that the Imam will stay at the front, then the Imam will stay at the back?
Okay. Got your first question. What is your second question, Abbas?
Here in Malaysia. That's one of the questions.
I got your first
question.
Can you hear me,
please?
I got your first question. Go ahead and present the second, please.
Hello.
Your second question,
Hello.
Please.
Hey, what I'm saying, the standing arrangement of two people performing Salah, the standing arrangement. The second question goes as this follows. Is there any different mode of recitation of the Holy Quran in the Salatul and the first two rakah of Isha, Subihi, and Maghrib? That whether if for the Imam to recite loud, and whether a person is praying single to recite either loud or maybe in not loudly. Please, I need this clarification. Because I observe that other people, some people, if the Imam will recite loudly, and if somebody is praying singly, he doesn't recite. We doesn't hear
I got
the
your
recitation.
second question as well. I got your second question as well, brother Abbas. My dear viewers, inshallah, we'll take a short break and we'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. And our phone numbers would appear on the bottom of the screen for the reminder. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Suleiman from Italy. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, ya Sheikh.
Welcome to Ask Huda, Suleiman.
Okay.
Well, I have a question for you, Sheikh.
Please go ahead.
As for me, I'm a Muslim who is living in Italy, but I have a work that I'm doing, so a little bit doubt on the work that I'm doing here. The work is that I'm doing a work of pig, of raising a pork, where they raise a pork.
Mm.
I want to know if, as a Muslim, if it is forbidden for a Muslim to do the work or not. Because I've been searching for a work since I came here. I did not get any job. That's the only job I have for now. So I decided to call and to know if it is possible, as for me as a Muslim, to do the work.
Okay, Suleiman, no, it is definitely not permissible for a Muslim to raise pigs or to sell pigs or to cook pigs or the swine flesh or to serve it or to sell it by any means. That is not permissible. As obviously it is not permissible to eat it and consume the flesh of the swine flesh. So I hope and I pray you will take it serious and you will look for another job since you're already in the farming business, any other farming, cattle, horses, chicken, but leave that kind of business as soon as possible. Its earning is dirty and it's not permissible. May Allah bless you and increase your provision from halal. Suleiman from Italy. Let me take Muhammad from Canada. Akhi Muhammad, any dream you see and you like is called a good dream. It's called ru'ya. And the Prophet ﷺ explained, he said, الرؤيا الصالحة or الصادقة من Allah. This is some sort of inspiration from Allah to deliver glad tidings for you. You will experience something good in the future, in the near future, in the far future. But whatever you see in dreams, if it is categorized as a dream or ru'ya, because sometimes a person before going to sleep eats a heavy meal or been thinking about something, watching some fiction movie or action movie or a horror movie, then when they go to sleep, this is something similar to that in dreams. That is not called dream. This is the hadithun nafs. You're talking to yourself because you've been influenced with what you've been thinking of, about, or watching, or living before going to sleep. But if it is something all of a sudden, like you saw yourself, mashallah, doing tawaf around the Kaaba, you'll be performing Hajj or Umrah, congratulations. You saw yourself in heaven, that's a glad tiding, bishara, good news, mashallah. I prayed istikhara and I was about to marry. And then I saw the girl whom I'm proposing to, that she's my wife, and mashallah, we have kids, and see in the future. So this is a sign of go ahead. If you have not been influenced with something that you've been thinking about before going to sleep. So the Prophet ﷺ said, if you wish, you can share it with whomever you like. And the other dream is a bad dream. You saw snakes, you saw somebody is chasing you, you saw your teeth falling, you're falling from a high building. Then turn to your left side and blow twice and say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim, and never share that dream with anyone. It will never affect you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Rafi from the USA. Rafi.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Rafi?
Alhamdulillah, jazakallah khairan.
Jazana wa iyyakum. Thank you so much.
I have a quick question regarding Bitcoin, like a cryptocurrency. Basically, I want to start this business. So before starting, I just want to confirm from you. So it is like halal, jaiz in Islam. Can we do or not?
Well, to be honest with you, Rafi, I'm not the right person to answer this question. I know my colleague Sheikh Asim spoke about it before and said, no, it's forbidden. I'm not an expert in that field. Lately, in the past, I used to say, if it is recognized internationally and by the banks then it's halal, it's currency. But because of the lot of corrupt business we heard recently, that we're not sure whether
Okay.
it is something, whether it's something authentic or not. So I cannot tell you it's halal or haram. Unfortunately, I cannot answer you.
Oh, okay. Can you refer me? Can you any reference to talk with them or ask with them?
Well, you know, if we have time and I ask you, has it been proven that it is authentic? Why in the last year or so we've heard about, you know, some, you know, not proper business playing around with the cryptocurrency, that a lot of people lost a lot of money unexpectedly while they were talking the opposite. A lot of banks stopped recognizing the cryptocurrency and such coins. You're familiar with that, correct?
Yeah. Basically, we have some different noises. Sometimes I didn't listen to you, but anyhow, I got your answer.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan. Thank you, Rafi from the USA. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Atif from India. أخي عاطف السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. Yeah, you can hear me?
No, that's a very bad connection, Atif. We cannot hear you. Why don't you try again, please?
Can you hear me?
Okay, raise your voice, please, Atif.
Yeah. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, I have a question which I wanted to ask to you.
Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Is my voice reaching? My voice.
Go ahead, brother Atif. I'm listening. Umar from India. Assalamu alaikum, brother Umar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ask Huda, brother Umar.
How are you, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Basically, my question is, I'm 28 years old, okay?
Mashallah.
I want to get married soon, inshallah. Yeah, so the thing is actually, we know a family, and also we know the girl. There is no problem. Yani, my family, they are accepting them. Hello? Yeah. So the problem is like the girl's parents, they are demanding like for a separate flat or accommodation for the girl, and which is Islamically right. Now the problem with the Indian culture is when I'm trying to explain my family the thing like they have to, my like wife, she will be living in a separate house or a flat. They are not accepting this. So like I'm really confused how to deal with the situation, how to convince my parents about this.
Do you have other brothers and sisters who are living with your parents?
I have one. Yeah, I have two brothers and one sister.
Okay. So, Akhi, brother Umar from India, I know it is pure cultural, but now we are asking from an Islamic perspective. The wife has a full right for a full independent housing. She doesn't have to live with others. And she is not required to serve other than her husband and her children and the family. So your parents are most welcome to visit anytime, day or night. They don't need to seek permission. They don't need to ask before coming. But the wife is not required to live with the parents or with the in-laws. And as you all know that is causing tremendous amount of problems. So Islamically, the wife has the right to have her own flat or house independently. So you need to explain that to your parents. Say, you know what, I'm going to hire or rent a flat next door. So we'll be coming visiting you every day. And you come and visit us and check on the kids. Inshallah, we'll have kids every day. But no one has a right to intervene with your wife's business. Today you gotta cook biryani, tomorrow gonna cook paya, tomorrow we're having guests coming from overseas, and in the evening at 1 o'clock a.m. get up because we're having the cousins are coming. No, she has to have her own house. Barakallahu feek, Brother Umar. I know that this is not going to be pleasing to many people, but I do not present this program to please people. I present this program to share with you what Islam says in respect of answering your questions. And we got to make distinction between what is cultural and what is religious. In many cases, religion approves what is cultural and it honors it. But in many other cases, we have to correct what is cultural to suit what is religious. Assalamu alaikum. Sinan from India. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Sinan.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Naam, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to know whether we can bleach our face, because I've heard that bleaching face, because of bleaching the face, wuzu is not valid. Is it?
Okay, I got your question, Sister Sinan. Fawziya from the UK, 2 questions. The first is about al-istikhara, and I think you heard my answer to Brother Muhammad from Canada about dreams. And in the case of istikhara, one more time, when you pray istikhara, you do not necessarily have to see a dream. And that's why I can pray istikhara in the morning, afternoon, in the evening, middle of the night. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go to sleep soon after, as some people assume. And the results of istikhara can be presented in many different ways. The bottom line of the result of istikhara is whatever you will find yourself inclined to do, that is the outcome of istikhara. Allah will facilitate for you and will make easy for you what He wants you to choose, which is good for you, or better choice. That's the contents of the dua. When you say, "Oh Allah, if you know that this choice is good for me in respect of my worldly life and hereafter, then فَقْدُرْهُ لِي وَيَسِّرْهُ لِي, make it easy for me. Make it easy for me to take place, to happen." So it will happen based on if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that is better for you. تحريق السبابة, or moving the index finger. Sister Fawziya said that I see people in the prayer moving the index finger. The hadith, it's more than one hadith. Abdullah ibn Umar, Ka'b, Wa'il ibn Hujr, and others have narrated, but the very famous hadith in this regard is when Wa'il ibn Hujr said one day he decided to observe how the Prophet ﷺ offers the prayer. So he described him from the moment of raising his hands with the takbir all the way until he made taslim and finished the prayer. When he came to the tashahhud, he said, فَرَأَيْتُهُ يَدْعُو بِهَا وَيُحَرِّكُهَا. So I have witnessed the Prophet ﷺ moving his index finger while supplicating. So when you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, so just pointing with the index finger has been indicated in many narrations. It's a sunnah. It's a sunnah. The issue of moving up and down, the most authentic is whenever you come to supplicate, you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. That's a supplication. Then you say wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallayta ala Ibrahim. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. You finish that, then you come to say Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min fitnati al-mahya wal-mamat wa fitnati al-masih ad-dajjal. Moving up and down while you're supplicating. This is the hadith of Wa'il ibn Hujr. If you just keep pointing with the index finger throughout the tashahhud, that is permissible and you have applied or practiced the sunnah. Abdul-Hameed from the UK. Let me take Shams. Shams from the USA. Assalamu alaikum, Shams.
Wa alaikum assalam. I had a question about if your parents pass away, what is the best thing to do for them when their death anniversary comes as a child?
Okay. Got your
Thank you,
question,
Jazakallah.
Sister Shams from the USA. May Allah have mercy on them. but there is nothing specific to be done on their death anniversary. Rather, the same question was asked to the Prophet ﷺ. Somebody said, I used to be very dutiful to my parents, now they're dead. Is there any other duty that I can do for them? Yes. He began by saying, الدعاء لهما, to constantly make dua for them, not on their anniversary, not on a specific occasion, all the time, in your sujood, in your prayer, whenever you remember, to honor their relatives and their friends whom they used to like and visit on regular basis, to give any charity on their behalf, continuous charity or sadaqah jariyah would be perfect. If any of them didn't do Hajj or Umrah, do Hajj or Umrah in their state. If they owed any fasting and they died before they make it up on their behalf. Okay? Barakallahu fiki. So Abdul-Hameed from the UK. Some people make supplications and dua via the means of others through this and that person. Look, the Almighty Allah says, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. To Allah belong the beautiful names, so invoke Him through His names. That is the biggest and the best and the most magnificent and the most efficient wasila, means of approach. Stop saying, oh Allah, through this person or that person, no matter who is this person. Yeah, but Allah, Prophet Muhammad, and I like to mention his name. You may say, oh Allah, through my love to your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and following his sunnah, because loving the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is an act of worship, is actually one of the greatest acts of worship. So it's okay. The means of wasila, the other ayah of surah, this ayah was of Surah Al-A'raf, the other ayah is of Surah Al-Ma'idah, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu attaqu Allah wabtaghu ilayhi alwasilata wajahidu fi sabilihi la'allakum tuflihun. So, ibtaghu ilayhi alwasilata, seek the means of approach unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those means of approach were not left without explaining to suggest. Means of approach, number one, through invoking Allah through His beautiful names and attributes. So you need a job, you need a provision, you say, Ya Razzaqu, Ya Dhal Quwwati, Ya Mateen. You call upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His names or attributes which suit your need. You're asking for forgiveness. So you say what? Ya Ghafuru, Ya Rahimu, Ya Afu, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahim. Those are the names which reflect mercy, pardoning, forgiveness, and so on. Right? Somebody have oppressed you and you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to avenge that person. So what do you say? Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. Sufficient for me indeed is Allah, and He is the best disposer of all affairs. And you ask, Ya Qawiyyu, Ya Matinu, Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram, Ya Qadiru, Ya Muqtadir. Oh Allah, take my right from that person, because he thinks he's capable, he's powerful, he has strength, he has authority. So you call upon Allah by the means of His names of strength, power, and authority. Brother Abbas from Nigeria, whenever two people pray in Jama'ah, a man and another man, where does the ma'moom stand? Parallel to him, next to him. So the Imam would not go ahead of the ma'moom, not even a few inches, parallel to each other on the same line. Which prayer do you recite out loud? Fajr, Maghrib, and Isha. And their sunan you may recite out loud. Okay? But Dhuhr and Asr you recite, but without an audible voice, whether you are an Imam or whether you are praying by yourself. We answer Muhammad and Abdul Basir from the USA. Abdul Basir had another question. Praying in the car in case that you got stuck in the traffic. You see, the Prophet ﷺ once combined two prayers, Maghrib and Isha, at the time of either one of them, without having rain or fear or sickness. لِيَرْفَعَ الْحَرَجَ عَنْ أُمَّتِي. There are some occasions where I got stuck. You know, I don't have wudu, I'm stuck in the traffic. Khalas, this time no problem. When you get off, you pray. But it will be already Isha time. Well, you can then combine Maghrib and Isha due to the necessity. You didn't have a chance. You are in the means of transportations. But if I'm in the flight, so I have the luxury of getting up, making wudu, perhaps even finding the Qibla and facing the Qibla and standing in the prayer. I can't do any of that. They don't allow. No problem. Pray in your seat in order to pray before the time of either two of the times of the prayers is out. Yani, I combine Dhuhr and Asr together in the plane. I combine Maghrib and Isha together in the plane at the time of either one of them. I think we did answer. No, his question is also about. His question is about eating from KFC, McDonald's, and fast food, and so on. Well, besides the question about halal and haram, I really advise you to avoid all kind of fast food. It's not healthy. It is not healthy at all. Okay? And as you know that even the scholars who are living in the USA, until today, they have different opinions, whether the meat and the chicken, which is slaughtered in the states, in the slaughterhouses, are halal, have they been slaughtered or electrocuted or killed by any other means. So I would rather refer this question to Amja online, where they have very specific answer. What is halal and what is haram in this regard based on their investigation. That is Amja online. Okay. I don't remember Sister Sidin from India's question. If the brothers can remind me before we wrap it up. I know it's time already. I think it was about covering the face. But I don't remember exactly the question. If you're asking about covering the face or wearing a face veil, I've answered this question a few times before, where I said there is a difference of opinion, and if a woman doesn't cover her face, she's okay. But the scholars, the fuqaha, whether Imam Malik or Shafi'i or Abu Hanifa, or those who said that it is not mandatory for a woman to cover her face, they also said that unless if a woman is attractive, if her face is very pretty and she's really attractive, then she should cover her face. My dear respected viewers, by that we've come to the end of today's edition of Ask Huda. May Allah forgive us all our shortcomings. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech.